Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley Morris, the owner and lead tutor at amtutors.com, where we specialize in virtual tutoring for middle school and high school math students. And in this video, we're going to learn about adding and subtracting decimals. Luckily, you already know how to do almost all of this. The only thing we have to be careful of is, well, not the only new thing we have to be careful of is making sure we line up our decimal. So 4 and 9/10. We've got 4 ones and we've got 9/10. We're going to make sure we put all the pieces so they line up. So most of the time, if you just put your decimal, there's a 3 on the left side and a 2 on the right side. Usually that's good enough. You can also talk about place value. There's 3 ones and there were 4 ones. Make sure those are lined up. There were 9/10 and there were 2/10. Make sure those are lined up. And then plus sign because this is adding. 9 plus 2 is 11, so there's the 1. Carry the other 1. 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. So we've got 11. We put the 1 there and then the 1 there, so 11. And then we add up and got 8. So 8.1. Now the next one is subtract. So we're going to make sure we're extra careful that we don't forget to subtract. Line up our numbers and our decimal. So there were 6 ones and there's 4 ones in my decimal place. There were 7/10 and then 3/10 and then 2/100. And we're going to subtract. The first number though, the 6 and 7/10, it didn't have a number in the hundredths place. So we can put a 0 there. There were 0/100. Now we need to borrow or regroup. Lots of strategies for this. So I'm going to do it my way, but if you have a way you do it in class or a way your teacher prefers, stick with it. Just make sure your numbers are lining up. So we're going to borrow from the 7. So we're going to take 1/10 and we're going to move it over to the hundredth. Well, that means there are 10 hundredths. So 10 minus 2 is 8. 6 minus 3 is 3. 6 minus 4 is 2. And there's our answer. Just line them all up. Last one before you try it on your own. Get a fun color, purple. 607 minus 249. So we're going to have to borrow, and we're going to have to like double borrow. Again, I'm not worried about how you do this as long as you have a strategy that works. Here's my strategy. This needs to become a 17, which means I had to take 10/10. Well, I don't have 10/10 there. So I'm going to have to borrow all the way over from the ones. So that becomes a 5, and I'm going to take 10/10 and stick them over in the tenths column. There were 0 to add to it. So 10/10 plus 0/10 is 10/10. Then I'm going to borrow from that, and it's going to become a 9. So 10/10 moves over, sorry, not 10/10, 10/100 moves over to that 17. So there were 7/100 there. I put another 10/100 over there. So now I've got 17. 17 minus 9 is 8. 9 minus 4 is 5. 5 minus 2 is 3. Now you try. Pause, you try, and then come back when you're ready. So I'm going to go ahead and add these. You don't have to completely rewrite it. You can, if there's room, just stick it underneath. So that's going to be 13. So carry my 1 and leave my 3/10 there. 1 plus 0 plus 3 is 4, and then 1 plus 0 is 0. And then make sure you bring your decimal down. Some people like to do that first so they don't forget. And then we're going to do 1.3. We're going to subtract. So there's going to be a 0 right here. If there's no number there, it's automatically a 0. 5 minus 0 is 5. I have to borrow, so that's going to become a 1, and that's going to be a 10. 10 minus 3 is 7. 1 minus 1 is 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. And then I'm going to write this one bigger because I know I'm going to need to write all over it. Don't be afraid to get some scratch paper out or work over to the side, write stuff bigger, give yourself some space, go for it. So normally I would do 3 minus 7, but we can't do 3 minus 7, so we're going to have to borrow. And we can't borrow from a 0, so we're going to have to come all the way over here and borrow from a 1. So that we're going to take and make it a 5 because we're going to take a 1 away from it, and we're going to break it up into tenths. So we've got 10 tenths that we're going to move over and add to whatever's in the column next to it. So there were 0 tenths to start with. So now there are 10 tenths plus 0 tenths. There's 10 of them. Then we're going to borrow from that, so it becomes a 9. And we're going to take those 10 tenths and put them over in the hundredths. Sorry, we're going to take those 10 hundredths and move it over. So that becomes 13 hundredths. 13 minus 7 is 6. 9 minus 3 is 6. 5 minus 2 is 3. So you're just going to have to keep going over, and you're going to add 10. And then cross that out, take 1 away, and add 10 as you go over. So I hope that helped. Pause, rewind, rewatch, all that fun stuff. If you need more practice, there is a worksheet in the description. Feel free to go there and grab it. Also, if you like our videos, make sure you like and subscribe and follow and all those fun things so you make sure you get reminders when our new videos come up. I hope you have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Bye!